J0Hn Crestani here, and I'm going to be talking about the 5 biggest lessons I've learned from Dan Lok. Now, if you follow him, let me know down below in the comments. If you follow him, if you have no idea who he is, let me know in the comments as well. But let's get straight into the first lesson of 5 that I've learned from Dan Lok. So first off, adversity is an advantage. Now, what does saying adversity is an advantage mean? Well, it means if you grew up poor, you have kids running around the house and you can't focus, you have medical conditions, you have family members with medical conditions, you have poor internet access, let that be fuel to create success for yourself. If you have it easy in life, I grew up privileged, I grew up around a lot of successful people. They have no fuel and they're not successful. Most of them are not successful. They're never going to be successful because they never had any reason to persevere. They never had any adversity. They never had obstacles to work through. Working through obstacles is what makes us. Oprah Winfrey grew up poor and got raped as a child, and she was able to go through that and fight beyond it. It gave her a reason to go above and beyond. She's now a billionaire, a black billionaire female, okay? That's a huge advantage, and she used that adversity to her own advantage, okay? Now, lesson number 2 I've learned from Dan Lok is money is a moral obligation. Why is money a moral obligation? Now, the reason money is a moral obligation is because you have an obligation to take care of your family. You have an obligation to take care of your friends. You have an obligation to provide for those around you. And if you can make money, if you know how to make money, you have a moral obligation to yourself, your friends, and your family members to make it. This is a moral obligation. Money is what fuels our life. Unless you farm your own food, and you're probably not watching this channel. But the point is, you need money. So make it an obligation. Don't make it a, I'm going to try. Because if you try, I'm going to try to raise my hand. It doesn't move, but I'm trying. But I'm going to raise my hand, and I just did it. So make it a moral obligation. Don't try to make money, make it. Lesson number 3 I've learned from Dan Lok is save yourself first, okay? Now, you may have great intentions. You may want to help the world. You may want to change global warming. You may want to help the rainforest. You may want to save the whales. You may want to help all these people, but guess what? If you don't make money, if you don't focus on your own finances, if you don't focus on spreading your message out to the world, then you're not going to have as big of an effect as you could on the rainforests or the whales or the whatever's, the climate that you want to have. If you become a billionaire, become a millionaire, become a trillionaire, and you will be able to have a greater effect on saving those whales or those oceans or those clouds than anything else that you could do. Become a trillionaire and give all your money away. That's what some of these big billionaires are doing. So save yourself first. And that brings us to our 4th point, which is promotion over creation, okay? Spending your entire life creating a product. I know so many entrepreneurs that focus so much on product creation, on creating the perfect website, on creating the perfect product, on working with Chinese manufacturers to create the great prototype that they could start selling. But it doesn't matter unless you can promote it. And you see this with people like Elon Musk. Okay, yes, he focuses a lot on creation. But when did he start selling the Tesla? Before it was even created. He pre-sold 200,000 Teslas before they were even created. And from that money, from pre-selling it, from promoting his product, before it was even created, he was able to get even more money to create his dream product, which is the Teslas, the Tesla motor stuff. So promote versus create. And we actually see this a lot among startups, okay? Startups out here in California, they will raise $5 million because they're so focused on promoting their vision. They focus on creating their pitch deck, promoting their vision before even creating the product themselves. The companies already have $5 million in the bank before they even start creating the product because their founders are just out there pitching people on their vision, their grand vision for the world. And you can do the same. Focus on promoting yourself. You could just have a vision for what can become. You could have an idea. You can be in the creation process, whatever point you're at. Sell, promote, get stuff out there. And that brings us to point number 5 that I've learned from Dan Lok, which is master, don't dabble. Dan Lok is known as the high ticket closer because he's focused on selling. and he's focused on selling big, particularly. He's focused on one thing, selling big, and he's been able to make a lot of money doing so. He's focused on one promotional channel only, YouTube. He's not focused on being big on Facebook. He's not focused on being big on Snapchat, Instagram, TikTok, etc. Just YouTube and just selling big. He's become a master at those two things, and it earns his company tens of millions of dollars a year. One way to reach people, YouTube. One way to sell, big. Master, don't dabble. If you try 5 things.
I'm ready to love you.
I love you.